Okay, in this lesson, we are going to use our new skills of factoring by grouping to help us factor really tough-looking trinomial factoring problems. So if you look at this example, this could potentially be a tricky situation. And the way I've always taught it in the past is we take 6x squared and we break this down to the two possible factors, which could be 6x times x, or honestly, it could be 3x times 2x, and the order could change as well. This could be, 2x times 3x, and this could be x here times 6x. So this is called the trial and error, or the guess and check method, and I'm going to move away from that now. The way we're going to do it is we're going to use factoring by grouping, but first we need to split the middle term. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's take a look at this example. 2u to the fourth power minus 7u squared plus 6. Step 1, we're going to multiply a and c, or think of it as multiplying the first number and the last. So a and c are 2 and 6. We'll multiply 2 and 6 to get 12. And now we'll go through, we'll list all the factors of 12. Which is what step 2 says. List the factors of this number. So I know that 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12. If c is positive, we'll add to get the middle term. If c is negative, we'll subtract to get the middle term. So since c is positive, we'll add. And I have decided that 3 plus 4 does give me 7. And since it's a negative 7, I'll have to split it to negative 3 and negative 4. Keep the variable parts the same. Negative 3u squared minus 4u squared. So the first term and the last term remain the same. They just sort of spread out to make room for splitting the middle term. And then the rest is history. Basically, after splitting the middle term, we'll factor by grouping. So I've extracted u squared, leaving 2u squared minus 3, and I'll extract negative 2, leaving 2u squared minus 3. Check over here, because we have matching binomials. And the final answer is 2u squared minus 3 times u squared minus 2. And as usual, these examples will get a little trickier as the signs become negative. So now that we have a negative c, we must subtract our factors to get the middle term. So first of all, let's list all the factors of 70. And it's 1 and 70, 2 and 35, and I could go on, but I'm going to stop here because I know that the difference between 2 and 35 is 33. Now, I need to be careful about the signage. 35 minus 2 would give me positive 33, but since I have a negative 33, I need to subtract 35 from 2. So it'll be 2 minus 35. I'll factor by grouping, giving me x squared times 7x squared plus 2, and negative 5 times 7x squared plus 2. The binomials match, so I know we are doing the right work here. And the final product is 7x squared plus 2, x squared minus 5. Okay, I'm jumping over here to Sage and Scribe number 4. This is the last example. I wanted to show you one where you can factor the greatest common factor from the very first step. So just looking at this trinomial, 4x to the fourth power plus 22x squared minus 80, well, we can extract 2 from each of these terms. So the GCF is 2. So I will reduce everything by a factor of 2, leaving 2x to the fourth power plus 11x squared minus 40. Now this 2 that I've extracted, I don't want to forget about him, so I'm going to leave him out over here with a little note, so that I'll put him in the final answer. Now let's go ahead and follow our procedure, which is 2 times 40 is 80. We'll look for the list of factors And we're looking for factors that need to be subtracted because c is negative in order to get the middle term of 11. So 1 times 80 is 80, 2 times 40 is 80, 4 times 20 is 80, 5 times 16 is 80. And I believe this is our match because 16 minus 5 is 11. So this is where we will split the middle term and represent our trinomial as this 4-term polynomial. We split the middle term, 11x squared is now 16x squared minus 5x squared. And we'll factor by grouping, giving us our final answer of x squared plus 8, 2x squared minus 5. And this 2, I did not forget about you, put you on in the very beginning, outside the parentheses, showing that in order to multiply and get back to the original expression, you have to FOIL and then distribute the 2 throughout. So there you go. This is factoring trinomials with leading coefficient greater than 1 using splitting the middle term and then grouping. Good luck.